guys, how are you guys doing today? What's going on? I'm going to get ready. Honestly, we're just gonna kiki. My hair is a mess, so I will be back when that gets done. I'm gonna put on some makeup. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do my hair first, and I'm gonna come back, and then we're gonna just start the makeup. And we're gonna try a couple new products. I wanna talk to you guys about that. We're gonna chit chat about, you know, a couple of life things, a couple of things going on in the atmosphere, child. We're just gonna have a nice little kiki. Okay? I have a bad habit. My bad habit is after I moisturize my hair, I just wanna like slick it back or like slick it down. And it's like, girl, like my hair doesn't slick. Like locks can slick. Some people's hair texture can easily like, you know, put it like in like a little tight little, and that's another thing. My hair should not be that tight. It's not that necessary. Anyway, my hair is officially moisturized. I just used some water and I just used this African Pride Moisture Miracle. So when I was a loose natural and I found this oil, it has 5 oils in it: castor oil, huile masquiti. Just know that every Haitian, what we use for everything, huile masquiti, like that's castor oil in English. So it has castor oil, grapeseed oil, argan oil, coconut oil, and olive oil. And I've been using it on my locks and it's fine. I don't do nothing else to my hair. Like, I am not a hair girly. I wish I was. I'm not. Like, I'm about to slick this half up, half down, baby, and we can be ready to go. You feel me? Let's get into this face. I did go to Sephora and I got a new foundation. But why is the bottle dirty? I should have like been like, bro, this is crazy. I had a new foundation. I told you guys, I think I told you guys, I don't know if I did, but I think I told you guys that in a couple videos ago, my foundation, which is funny because I don't think these are even the same exact foundation. This got messy. That's not your business. Just not your business. But this foundation, the light reflecting foundation, I have it in Macau and it's too yellow. I think it's my winter shade. That's just what I think it is. Because when I bought it, it was a perfect match, but right now it's not doing it for me. This is the Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation, and this one is in Manas, and it's a perfect match for me right now. So we're gonna start out with this. I did learn a couple of makeup tricks recently that we're gonna talk about. But before we get into that, let's get into the skin. So this is my skin bare face. I have acne prone skin. I have sensitive skin. My skin has been this way since I was 12 years old. I've been fighting acne now more than any other battle in my entire life. Okay, 28. Recently turned 28, like literally a month ago. And I still deal with acne. I don't know all the things. Like I know for sure, if I had to give anybody advice about like sensitive skin and like acne prone skin, stuff like that, go to a dermatologist. I'm talking to myself as well. Like just go to a dermatologist, because the thing about it is all the skincare, all the things that the girlies talk about on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, great stuff, great information. Go to a dermatologist. Because the thing about it is your skin may not respond to certain things that all the other girly skin are talking about. And not to throw no shade, no tea. No shade, no tea. They have been maintaining their skin for years. So the way their skin's gonna react to something may not be the way your skin reacts to something. So this is for, I'm not saying the regular girls, because I feel like people take offense to that. But yeah, the regular girl. I am a regular girl. I do not have the money for the La Mer and the whatever else, child, that people be using, the Tatcha this, the this, that. Like, I don't have the energy or the money or the capacity. I want my skincare to be simple and I want it to be effective. My simple skincare routine is definitely in the morning is moisturizer and sunscreen. No actives if you don't know what actives you should be using. And then lastly, at night, some kind of active if you know. So like, for example, I was on tretinoin for a little minute, but I never did tretinoin consistently to see the results of tretinoin. My skin responds to tretinoin very well. That was also prescribed to me through a dermatologist, but with like the moving from Florida to Washington and then from Washington to Oregon, like it's been really hard to have the continuity of care. And to be honest with you, I've just been very lazy about it. This is my skin bare face. I have acne prone skin. It just is what it is. Yeah. And I did pick up a couple of new things. So the girls, speaking of the girls that I do love so dearly, has been talking about this Tower 28 Save Our Skin SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray, spray protector, right? I put this on my skin the other night, made my skin so soft the next day. Like, at least that was my personal experience. Now, again, I am a grown woman. I could buy what I want for my skin. Again, my advice is to go to a dermatologist to figure out what's best for your skin. If anything, always stick to a good moisturizer that doesn't inflame your skin, doesn't irritate your skin, and a really good sunscreen to protect your skin from the sun, because the sun's not playing with you. Bumps and stuff like that can be very irritating to deal with, but you need actives for that, and I am not somebody to be telling you what kind of actives you need to put on your skin. I just told you what I did. Adding this little spray thing, every time I put it on my skin, like I put it on my skin this morning, soft like a baby's bottom. Like, my skin has never really been, I have textured acne prone skin, right? But when I put it on, for some reason, underneath my moisturizer, my skin feels so supple and soft. I've been told that I look a lot younger than my age. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, because people are like, oh, you have such a young face or whatever, but my skin feels young. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it feels really soft. So I put this on with some moisturizer, and I did not put on sunscreen today because I'm in my house, but put on sunscreen. Put on sunscreen. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Ooh. So I'm gonna just go in with a primer now. So that's the skin prep. Long story, not short, just the long one. That's the whole thing about the skin. What are we getting into? What are we getting into? We're getting into some primer. I don't know how I got this or what the Sephora primer even does, but it's a smoothing it's a smooth and blur Sephora primer. Cannot speak. I usually use the Milk Hydro Grip. As you can see, this thing's literally almost done. I love this stuff. This stuff, for somebody who's a beginner at doing makeup, having something that allows your makeup to grip to your face and stick to your face just makes you feel like you actually know what you're doing. I am no Jackie Aina, but this, yeah, be putting me on, and I love it. So we're just gonna try something new today. Oh, is it tinted? The primer is tinted. I've never experienced that before. You know when something feels kind of like silk, like it just has this silky vibe to it? That's definitely something about it, I could say. And it's kind of matte, like diffuses the look of imperfections. Lord knows I need that, y'all. Okay, fine, we're gonna go in with this. Him. That's crazy. Behave yourself. Like, you just got here. You about to get replaced. You about to get sent back so I can use the Hydro Grip, because the Hydro Grip has never done that to me. It is very respectful. Is my makeup gonna stick to this? Because this thing feels so soft. Like, my face now feels even softer after, like, when I was telling you guys about the Tower 28, like, it feels even softer now. Like, I really hope, even though this is a primer, I'm probably putting this on wrong too, because people usually say, I think you're supposed to like pat your primer in, but I don't know about that. Like, this is feeling really soft. Like, I'm very worried. I'm not gonna hold you. Because one thing about that Milk Hydro Grip, baby, I know my makeup is gonna stick to that damn thing. You hear me? Like, I know it. I'm very firm on that. This don't feel like it's gonna stick to a diddly, a thing. Whatever, we're trying something new. Feels very soft. That's what I can give it. It's tinted, which is kind of cool because, girl, I'm black. And yeah, so we're gonna do that. A couple makeup tricks. I did see Monica Style Muse do something on Instagram that I thought was really cool. She said to never put foundation underneath your eye. Never heard that. And I think I'm gonna try it, because when I put foundation, I just put it all over my face. Skin issues are kind of annoying on talking about skin. Like, so, like, I never wore makeup as a kid. I think I've told you guys this before, but my thing about makeup is I really just want to have clear skin. Like, if I could have clear skin, everything else would fall in place. I have no issues with that. So the lady that matched me with this foundation, right? We played around with a couple of foundations. We played around with, look at that coverage. No, this is sick. This is sickening. Guys. The lady that helped me with my foundation, we tried a couple foundations. We tried the Makeup Forever foundation, which I was really excited to try because I really hear a lot of great things about it, and I really was like, oh my god, I love it. Plus, my favorite lip pencil is by Makeup Forever in Limitless Brown. Yes. But for some reason, the foundations weren't matching me, and then we didn't try Fenty, which I could have definitely tried Fenty. As you guys already know, in my last, I think, Get Ready With Me, I was like, I really want to work with Fenty Beauty. I really want to work with Fenty Beauty. But we couldn't find anything that was really matching your girl. It was really hard. And because I have acne-prone skin, so there's like different shades of brown on my face. But this one seemed to, you guys will see better here, this one seemed to do something. I also didn't want to do anything too much. I wanted something that's buildable. This seems buildable. It seems like I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Also, the right side of my face, like this cheek, has a lot of like bumps. Like, as you can see, there's 2 of them there that will literally not go away. There's no pimple patch in the world. There's no pimple patch in the world. It's gonna get rid of these 2. I've been doing it. I can't. Yeah, that coverage is beautiful. It really is. Yeah, having sensitive skin is very annoying. Sensitive is one thing, but having just skin that seems to like not just do what it want to do, like sometimes it just feels inconvenient, which in some ways is kind of like you have to listen to your body, because your skin or your body or whenever things happen to your body, it's actually telling you things, but it's just so inconvenient. And it's also annoying when you've been doing it for so long. Like, I've had sensitive skin for such a long time that I'm like, I gotta do this again. And then I also have weird things that have happened to me where my skin's concerned or where my face is concerned, that I'm like, what is this? Go to a dermatologist, go to urgent care, because it's that extreme, and they don't know. They're like, have you ever had this happen to you? I'm like, never. They're like, oh, We don't know what's going on with you, which can be also kind of annoying. Don't even get me started on the dermatologists. Be on a whole different conversation. Medical doctors, I don't know, guys. I live in the U.S. When I go to the doctor's office, I just be irritated. They irritate the out of me. I'm not even kidding. I hate going to the doctor's office. And honestly, I refuse. In some ways, it's definitely terrible to do that, because I truly believe in being preventative and seeking care when you need it. And I believe everybody should get checked. But I'm not gonna lie, in my very, very little experiences, my very little experience with not only healthcare, but not even in healthcare is one thing, like going to a doctor and all that stuff and checkups, and then also the insurances and dealing with insurance and then claims and all that. I literally feel very adverse, like very against going to the doctor's office. I'm not gonna lie, it's just so disheartening. For starters, I go to the doctor's office. I already had to make the appointment. Took weeks to get the appointment. I finally get there. I have to wait a long time, even though I'm on time, because I'm really big on being punctual, at least now as an adult child, because I was not like that as a teenager or in my young 20s. Even now, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be there soon. Soon is 5 hours. But anyway, working on that. But when it comes down to like appointments and stuff, like I don't want to waste somebody's time. Like I will be there on time. Okay? I finally get called back to the back. Somebody take my vitals, the nurse or whoever, the assistant, whatever. And then the doctor comes in, or the nurse practitioner, because nurse practitioners are very common out in the Pacific Northwest. You don't really see an MD. You see a licensed NP, which is whatever. And they just sit there and they're like, oh, so what's this, what's that? They don't really care. It seems very like rushed. Like it doesn't seem like anybody really cares. And it could be that could be many reasons. It could be literally somebody's personality, or it could just genuinely be, you know, where I live or whatever it is. There's so many factors as to why your care can be a certain way. Then I go to the doctor's office and I just feel like I wasted my time, because this person is just looking at me like I'm crazy, or they just don't seem to give a rat's patootie about why I'm there, and they're rushed and they have other things going on. But like I had to set up whatever I had to set up, like take a moment to tend to whatever the hell I came in here for. So all of that is just so disheartening. I obviously am going to get checked, because I don't want to have cancer and not know type stuff. Like just happens, life happens. So there's that, but I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like going. I don't like my experiences have not been fun. Yeah, all of that stuff. This foundation is laying on my face very nicely. I was talking a lot of crap about this Smooth and Blur primer. It doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong. It doesn't seem to be doing anything crazy or anything, but anyway, yeah, there's that. Let's talk about music. Tems and Normani dropped their albums, and let's start with Normani's album, because Normani's album I feel like is easier to digest. But since that video, Kehlani dropped an album, Lupe Fiasco dropped an album, Steph London dropped an album. The music is coming out. It's crazy. It's a lot of music, and it's a lot to digest sometimes. Who else? I was listening to a lot of Crash by Kehlani, Tems, Normani. I said Victoria Monet. My last video I said Victoria Monet dropped a new song. It was not a new song. It was a video for Alright, and Alright is sexy as hell. Love that. But yeah, a lot of people drop music in between then and now. So let's start with Normani's album. Normani's album, like I said in the last video, which it's like it takes you on a storyline. It takes you on a story a little bit on both, like in not each song, but in the songs, it seems like it takes you a bit on a story. Like do I want to highlight underneath my eye? Should I highlight, guys? I have one concealer that's a little bit closer to my foundation complexion, which right now it does not seem like it's close to my foundation complexion, because I'm pretty sure I bought this stuff in the winter. And then I have another one that's even lighter than that one, which I use for highlight, which this one's obviously much lighter than me. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know. We'll do a little bit of both. Normani's album, it feels like you're being taken on a ride. You're being taken on a storyline for a couple of songs, and you're listening to the songs and you're like, oh, okay, girl. All right. Okay. I see you. I feel you. I'm there with you. Okay. And then it goes from that to just different, sounds and different songs and like different vibes or whatever. I would say if I had to describe Normani's album in 3 words, I would say sexy. Girl, the album is sexy. The album is sexy. There are some sexy songs on Normani's album. We also got this One Size Until Dawn setting spray, which I'm very excited to try this as well. So yeah, we got that too. Oh, and I also got this Huda Beauty, Huda, Lord, kicking my butt. Huda, I want to say Huda so bad. Huda Beauty, Faux Filter, Lip Gloss in Bombshell. I'm really excited to try this. I'm excited to try this. I'm excited to try this. Very excited to try that. 3 words: sexy, storytelling, and emotional. Like, there's some songs on there that I didn't expect to sound the way that they did or to even be what they were, but they were that. And I was like, oh girl. And there's different sounds. Like, sonically, she played around with pop. She played around with R&B. She played around with the people that she's inspired by. The album is a beautiful body of art. For it to be her debut album, I'm pretty sure, or her sophomore album, no, her debut album, it is a fantastic body of art. Give her 10s. Round of applause for Normani. Everybody, round of applause for her. Really beautiful album. Like, I really love what she did with that album. That album is very, very beautiful. Like, it's a very good body of art. Arnell put out a makeup tutorial. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys a makeup tutorial already, and she said to use brushes, and I'm using brushes. And that technique, I thought somebody was calling me. I looked at my watch like, what? Am I still recording? Girl, that technique really changed the game for me, so I don't know why I use my beauty blender. We're changing to a brush. And yes, I'm pretty sure this is the eyebrow brush. It says blurring. I'm gonna use it. I don't know what brush goes for what. And that's another thing about makeup. Another thing that changes the way women's, like the girls' makeup look like online is the technique. They know what they're doing. They know what tool to use, petites. Me, I don't know. I don't know what tool to use. I'm just put des bois avec bagay la. No. I really don't know. Anyway, sexy album. Beautiful album. A beautiful body of art. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is a beautiful body of art. Normani deserves her 10s. She deserves her 10s. She deserves her 10s. She ate down. The album is good. That's my opinion. My favorite song on the album is Insomnia. That song is the song of the album. As sexy as the album is, the emotional, like the way the song sounds. One thing about me is I love hearing like voices in the background. Like, I love the background music or the background vocals to be like in between or being said over and over again and while you're singing on top. Like, I love that. I don't know how to describe what that is. Music heads, drop down in the comments and explain it for me, child. But I love hearing how she's singing in the background, like maybe a certain word or a certain phrase, and then she's singing her actual voice that you actually hear is the whole verse, and like it's sonically beautiful. And then Brandy's on the back end with the up and down. No, it's crazy. Brandy was on the, ooh Lord, not me about to put my eye out. Brandy was on the record. Insane. Victoria Monet helped her write it. It's a beautiful fucking song. Oh, girl. Insomnia is my favorite song on the album. Sorry. Candy Paint is real cute. We love it. What do you call it? Big Boy is very sexy. Big Boy, Candy Paint gives that energy. Lights On, and All Yours or Yours, very sexy songs. Grip, very sexy song. Yeah, I like the body. It's a very beautiful body art. Next, Thames. Thames. Now, Thames is on a different level. Thames! Girl. Thames' album is insane. Thames, the way Thames played with the sound, similar. One of my favorite songs on Thames' album is Forever, and it's a very similar thing where she has different vocals in the background and she's doing the harmonies in the background, and then you hear the verse and the chorus. Thames' album is insane. Thames' album is insane. Ooh, Thames' album is insane. Like, honestly, to be honest with you, 10 out of freaking 10. She did so much on that album. At first, when the album dropped, I was going through a lot, like, emotionally at the time for other reasons that you guys will find out in another video. But I was going through a lot of emotion at the time, so I couldn't listen to like the slower songs. I really wanted The Wicked Is, Love Me Jeje, Get It Right. I really, for Forever, I really wanted just the T-Unit, I wanted the beats. I wanted the real Nigerian beat. I couldn't really listen to the slower songs, but Hold On, beautiful. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The Unfortunate, boy oh boy. Oh my, Thames' album really puts me in a trance. I'm not gonna hold you. I am not gonna hold you. Burning? No, Thames' album puts me in a trance. Thames' album brings something else out of me. Listen, I know where I come from. That's not to say I'm Nigerian. I'm just saying I'm Ayisian. I know where I come from, and I know where my family lineage in my mind. I feel like I have a very clear idea. Well, the Atlantic slave trade, like we all know, we were displaced. It's not the point though. But the freaking beats on the records, no, it's unmatched. It's actually insane. And honestly, Thames. I'm sorry, if Thames doesn't get the awards and the Grammys and the accolades for what she's done with this album, I mean, Beyonce hasn't even gotten her album of the year ever from the Grammy. So what are we talking about? I don't know what's gonna happen, child. But Thames' album is actually sick. It's actually insane. Like, I don't even know how to describe it to you guys. Crazy. Moving on. Kehlani's Crash. Kehlani's Crash album? For starters, I've been listening to Kehlani probably longer than both those other artists combined. I mean, Normani wasn't able to really put out music. She was going through what she was going through, Fifth Harmony, all that stuff. I've been listening to Kehlani since Kehlani came out. Since Cloud 19. And I've watched Kehlani's career. I don't like to consider myself like a fan that watches people's career like very closely. Like, I don't know everything about Kehlani. I also think that there's something to be said about parasocial relationships that can be a little bit twisted. Like, I think the perception of what you think you know about the person and what the person actually does or do is a disconnect for people. And I don't think people understand how that can come across to the person that's receiving all of that, like the artist themselves. I think that's a bit much. So I can't say that I've been listening to, I know Kehlani in and out, but I've been listening to Kehlani's music for a very long time. And I have watched Kehlani grow in the industry. I have also watched how Kehlani like really just grew up. Obviously, like most other artists that come into the industry when they're younger, like just grow up in front of us and stuff like that. And all I can say is I've listened to every single Kehlani project from start to finish. I guess that does make me a fan, right? Well, I'm definitely a fan of her music. I mean, that's just what it is. But I've listened to every single Kehlani album, every single piece of art that Kehlani has ever put out. I've listened to all of them. I have all of them on my phone. Like, I know all of her music, her entire catalog. Just want to put that out there. All I can say is Crash is Kehlani in so many ways. Crash is her in so many ways. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like not only did she play around sonically, she played around with, you know what it is? Her confidence exudes on the records. Like, there's always something, people have said, I've heard people talk about Kehlani in like third person. Child, English is kicking my behind today. Anyway, child, I've heard people talk about her in third person, and the way people have like described her is like she comes across as a very like confident, sexy individual, especially now at 29. Like, Kehlani's grown. She's a grown woman. And this record, this whole story that she painted with Crash gives that. It gives, baby, I'm grown. And it gives a certain level of confidence that I feel like she now recognizes herself as an entity that is Kehlani. Do you get what I'm saying? And I love that for her. I love that for her. Crash is sexy. Steph London's album. Put the makeup down. Let me tell you something. Steph London's album. Like, I keep saying, give Thames her 10s, give Kehlani her 10s, give Normani her 10s, and give them their 10s, because at the end of the day, the reality is they're beautiful body of arts. They really are. I couldn't tell you what album of the year is, child, out of any of them, because they all sound so different. They all are in different categories in their own rights. Like, they're just very different. But Steph London's album is insane. Have you heard Dilemma? It's insane. Have you heard Solo? Insane. And she has so many different things. Like, the way, again, another album that just plays so much with sonics and verses and her sounds. Like, I am amazed at this album. Like, I really truly am. And I could just be somebody, again, I'm a lover girl. I love watching people win and all that stuff, and that could definitely be playing a part in this, but there's no way she doesn't get whatever the top version of a mobile award. The album is great. She plays around with sound. She plays it like, I can't, if I play Dilemma, I'm out. That's going on my gym playlist ASAP. It has me in a chokehold. I can't play it. I play it in the house. My husband's like, girl. I'm like, babe, I'm sorry. Eats. Song Eats. The album is really good. Like, I couldn't even finish the freaking album, how good the top of the album sounded. I had to literally sit down and finish the album because the top of the first like 10 songs in the album had me in a chokehold. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Love the album. It's a great album. go listen to it, stream it. I mean, listen to all the albums. Thames' album, Normani's album, Kehlani's album, Stefflon Don's album. Listen to them. They are good bodies of art. Speaking of art, rappers. Lupe put out an album. My husband's a really big Lupe fan. So we listen to Lupe all the time, especially together. And Lupe is just a master of words. Like, I have to listen to Lupe's songs multiple times. I have to read the lyrics. Like, I'm not somebody that I feel like can just understand things off of the first listen. Like my husband's like, whoa, did you hear it? Did you hear it, babe? And I'm like, I heard what he said. What does it mean? He's like, girl. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just letting you know what I know. So things like that, but Lupe's album is really good. I really like Cake. Samurai is so good. I love Samurai. When he dropped Samurai, I came home from going to work and I was like, babe, I listened to the song 7 times in the car. He said 7 times. I said back to back. It slides in the car. Really good album. I really think Lupe, would it be an album? Is Samurai an album? Because it's like 10 songs, I think, maybe. I think it's album. I think anything more than like 7 songs is an album. Anything less than that is an EP. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's correct. I'm just telling y'all what I think. Another album came out. Meg Thee Stallion's album. Now, this is the thing. I love Megan. I really do. I think she's a beautiful girl. I do think she can rap in ways that I don't think a lot of people like acknowledge. I just don't think her rap is like my type of rap. For starters, I don't really listen to rap to begin with. Like, I'm an R&B, lover girl kind of thing. And I'm just not a rapper. I'm just not. But I also think that Megan's album really gives you insight on all of her, like different aspects of her. Like she's gonna talk about what she talk about. She's gonna talk about what she talk about. Her parts, her assets, and her actual, parts. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna talk about that, and that's fine. That's just not my personal preference, but I get it. It makes sense, and a lot of those songs will be going on my gym playlist as well. But that's what I mean. I feel like it's a gym playlist kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I'm the kind of person that can just listen to that all the time. I think the album overall gives a holistic view of like everything she wants you to know about her. Like, that's just my opinion. I'm gonna use this Kosas Air Brow Clear Lifting Treatment Gel. It feels like it's hardening. Like my eyebrow, that area just feels like it's getting tighter. My skin feels like it's getting tighter. I don't know. My husband and I were having a conversation. We were watching Demon Slayer last night. Demon Slayer, wonderful show. Love it. I literally was like, oh, we're gonna behave ourselves. Because when Demon Slayer comes out, my husband and I will finish it in a day. We will finish it in a day. And then I'll be like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next season. But you just watched all of it in one day. So I was like, oh, we gotta wait a little bit. As soon as the first episode finished, I'm like, play the next one. So we didn't watch the next episode. We're gonna watch the one today though. Because I am not playing. I'm so excited. Anyway, yeah, my hair is stuck. Oh my God. It actually worked. I'm shocked. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm not gonna lie. For a second, I thought these eyebrows were about to be a mess. Like, the way I had to fight to figure out how to even make them look the way they do right now is actually insane. That's just on learning though, because again, broken record, but we already know. I don't know what I'm doing. Eyebrows, let's talk about it really quick. I did use the One Size powder to put the powder on, but I also used a little bit to like set my eyebrows because I saw that from Arnell online. Dark Deep translucent powder. I went in with the NYX. What is this called? Mainly I used the NYX Brow Tint Pen, Lift and Snatch, NYX. NYX, NYX, whatever, same thing. And then the Fill and Fluff, I usually use it, but I didn't use it this time. But I just mainly used the pen this time for a more accurate pinpoint applications, considering my eyebrows were like stuck. So I used that. And now I'm gonna go on with my favorite bronzer. My only bronzer, do I have another one of these? Not from Fenty, I have one from NARS. I have another bronzer from NARS. This one is Stun Stalker, Mocha Mami. That's the one we're going with. Okay, last night when my husband and I were watching Demon Slayer, we were, we ended up watching YouTube because we didn't end up watching the second episode. And we ended up going on YouTube and he was talking about how times were so much simpler because we ended up watching YouTube videos of like old music that people really liked or old music that people really hated or whatever it is, right? And as we were going through that, he was just like, man, times back in the day. I was like, baby, we only 28 years old. Like, why do you feel like that? Like, you sound like what our parents sounded like when we were growing up. And he was like, yeah, but there's just something about nowadays and like the technology and how everything just feels fast. Even when we're talking about just the times, like we're talking about people who create content. There's something about everybody being up on the next thing or being paid to do the next thing, that can be a bit jarring. That can feel a bit fast. And again, giving that perception of you not being where you need to be because you're just not up on game on what everybody else is doing. And then of course, there's just technology, like just technology alone. Technologically, we are as advanced as we probably more advanced than ever, because obviously we're moving forward. But even that, there's something about AI and something about everything's just moving so fast. And I think sometimes, especially now that we're talking about, on a side note, I love putting on blush. I love blush. This is my favorite blush. It's my only blush. It's Cheeks Out Summertime Wine, a cream blush by Fenty Beauty. Everything just feels like it's going so fast. Back to my point. And he was saying how times were just simpler. And he gave a good example of like back in the day, you know, you could go outside and you hang out with your friends, and then you go from that to you're just everybody going to their house and playing online. There's nothing wrong with that. It's great. It's fantastic. It's convenient, but it eliminates that human aspect of just life in general. And in the direction that it seems like everybody's going, it just seems like we're just getting further and further away from that, which makes people have a lack of respect and understanding in humanizing other people in different sectors of life, like content, like music, like TV, art, creation, anything you consume. It seems like people just are really big on not caring that you are your own entity, like you are an individual and that you have feelings and you matter. Like people it seems like there's so much things about the human experience that is getting lost. And I say this all the time. I say the human experience is completely inclusive. And by that, it really is certain experiences, but it all boils down to how you feel. Like you're going to feel all the spectrums of emotions in this human life because it is inevitable. You will lose somebody that is close to you. You will love somebody, hopefully one day. You will feel love for things or for people in different aspects. And it just feels like the world's just moving so fast, and it feels like things are coming out so fast. And by things, I mean, again, content, music, creation, art, all that stuff that you consume, movies, all that. And it just feels like the world is just moving to a place that not only will we lack the human one-to-one interaction, it also feels like we're just not going to have any regard for people as people anymore. Like and when everything was going on with technology and AI and all that stuff, and everybody was like, oh, you know, AI is not going to replace human beings because humans value human life. It doesn't feel like that. I mean, putting people's opinions and all that stuff to the side, when we look at how people react to certain things, even in what's going on in the world, like it doesn't seem like people care about that. People are concerned about things that really boil down to being more superficial than a human life. Like people don't want to be perceived as something before they decide to actually defend human life, like actual things. And it's just weird because when you think about it, you're always wondering if people value a human life so much, and if people do genuinely believe that that's the case, then why does it feel like when something like a genocide in Palestine, first of all, free Palestine, free Haiti, free Sudan, free Congo, people just feel weird about it. It's very weird. Like people are like, oh, never mind. Oh, you're a social justice warrior. It's like, you should care about. If we talk about human life, we talk about stuff, people don't care about that. Even when we're talking about things in the industry and people are like, oh my God, you know, so-and-so's career is over and so-and-so's career is over and all these things that are coming out with these people do not care about that. They care about whatever is going to make them be perceived as one way, the way that they would prefer to be perceived, or they care about the money or the superficial things that the people know. Everybody knows you can't take it with you. Everybody knows this life is short. Everybody knows that the things that you're experiencing are just going to be that. You know that you're experiencing this for the first time, one time, like more often than not. This life is fleeting. And yet, the idea that certain things are supposed to be valuable that don't seem to end up coming across like that is just baffling to me. And this is nothing about what my husband said last night. Nothing about what he said. He didn't say any of this last night, but that's the thought that made me think about all of that. Like, things used to be so simple. There was something about not having access to certain people or having access to the world or certain concepts and content that allowed you to live a more simple life and a more maybe valuable life. And as I'm getting older, I'm looking for presence. As like every day, I'm looking for everyday presence. And it's very hard to find that everyday presence because you're just constantly kind of putting yourself in your own echo chamber. And my echo chamber, for example, is just riddled with so many things, so much content, so much music, so much, like you have to want to curate certain things. And even with that, it makes me think about maximalism and minimalism. And it's like, okay, well, which one is really the answer? And I feel like at the end of the day, Not that less is more, but we all know we can't take it with us anyway. So why do we have so much? Why do we need so much? Why do we feel like it's a requirement to be seen a certain way? And the only way for us to be seen that way is to have so many things. Like, there's something about simplicity that I think is getting lost in the human experience due to so many things being done so fast at a rapid speed all the time. That hurt. So fast at a rapid speed all the time, 25/8. There's something about that. And like I said, maybe what my husband was saying, like, oh, I was telling him like he's getting old, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe age does allow you to think about things in ways that you're forced to think about them that way specifically because you are now at a place to make certain decisions that affect the future directly. I don't know, man. That's just my thoughts in regards to that. It wouldn't be. I literally would not be who I am if I didn't divulge those kinds of thoughts. Like makeup, music, all that content is great and we love it. But those are the things that kind of were sitting in my brain as well. Anyway, I already lined my lips with my lip liner, Chestnut. I don't know if I told you guys that. I'm pretty sure I did. Now I'm gonna try this for the first time. Okay, for starters, I've never tried any of Huda Beauty's. That, for me, the alliteration is kicking my ass. I don't know why. Anyway, I haven't tried any of Huda's stuff before, so this is my first time ever trying this, and like I told you guys, I was very excited to do this. Oh my gosh, I did not set my face. That's crazy. And I haven't tried this either, so I gotta do both of them. Ooh, waterproof, transfer proof, smudge proof, all day wear. Okay, let's see. For a setting spray, it smells really nice. Secondly, don't get it in your eye. I accidentally opened my eye a little bit before I sprayed it, and it's kind of burning right now. That's what I can say about it. Third, I forgot mascara. Now, the lips. First impressions. Let's do it. It smells insane. I love vanilla, and I feel like it has a touch of vanilla in it. I don't know. The lip gloss itself feels really thick. It's not sticky. It's also mature, but it doesn't feel like super it doesn't feel grandma in my mind. I do like my lips to be a touch lighter. That's just who I am, I guess. Like my lip combo usually involves Madeline by NYX, so we're gonna add a little bit of that just for my own personal preference. Okay, guys. I always feel so like pretty after I do my makeup. Like I always just feel like, oh my God, it feels so pretty. I look so cute. I love it. So yeah, this is the finished look. Hopefully you liked. Hopefully you subscribed. Thank you for watching. My name is Vivi Price on all socials. I will be catching y'all on every platform. YouTube, Vivi Price. Instagram, Vivi Price. I will catch you there. This is the face. Tell me what you think. I'll catch you later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.